Georgina Humphries, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me, Codie.
Welcome to the podcast.
Hell yeah. Oh.
Hi, everyone.
Yep.
You got your own camera.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Wow. Ready for my close-up?
Yeah. So, as we were setting up for today, I was like, you would be very experienced with this because you work in radio.
Yeah, you'd think.
Yeah.
I work in radio, but not like all the tech things. I'm just sneaking in puns into news articles.
Okay,
You know what? That's how it'd be.
Yeah, okay. I was actually wondering what you do there.
Yeah.
So, what do you do there?
Honestly, not a lot. No, I really enjoy it. Like when I'm working there, a lot of our demographic is like quite like more of an older demographic.
Are you allowed to say what station or no?
Well, it's owned by Channel 9.
Okay.
And probably, I don't know.
Yeah. AM or FM radio?
AM.
Yeah.
So we get a lot of like
Talkback?
Yeah, talkback radio, which I really enjoy, but it's like a lot of news and I'm more of like sort of an entertainment, lighthearted person. So if there's like
Does it get political?
It does, and I don't understand politics, so that's anyway.
Well,
that's
I think your boss was here the other night, right?
One of my bosses.
Yeah.
I have 2,000 jobs. Which boss?
Yeah, okay, radio boss, I'm pretty sure.
Ah.
Oh, maybe not.
No, I don't know. I genuinely, probably.
Yeah, okay.
I'll probably work for every single person.
I saw Fideli talking to him. I was like, oh, that's cool. Georgina brought a boss.
Okay, not intentionally.
He just happened to be here, maybe.
Okay, no, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I got an internship with Channel 9 like a few years ago, and it was like a paid internship, so I got to work across all the different shows there, which was really fun. But I remember there was this story about egg prices, and they're like, oh yeah, let Georgie write it, and I just put so many puns in it. It was like, consumers are cracking up over the price of eggs and like getting in a flap. And,
I feel like you should cover these stories. I feel like you would make them so entertaining.
Well, the presenters didn't even like read it before I
Oh, they just went with it.
They went with it and they saw it and I could just see them look across the glass like, who didn't proofread?
That's so funny. So do you, I feel like I listened to a Grant Denyer podcast the other day about like puff pieces and like how he wanted to do positive news stories and I feel like you'd be a great weather person.
A weather person?
Would you ever consider doing that?
Honestly, I'm not good with numbers, so I think I'd get like really confused. I'd be like, it's 2,000 degrees in Antarctica right now. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
But I would like it. Like, I could be like, oh yeah, it's sunny.
Yeah.
Cool. You guys want to hear something about the sun?
I feel like it'd be funny because you would probably mention Millaa Millaa every time.
Oh,
and
yeah.
people would like, what the, why does she keep saying that?
I'd like, well, Millaa Millaa is always so rainy. So I'd be like, oh, it's sunny here. I'm like, Millaa Millaa, guess what it is there? Raining, let's go.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah.
What do you feel like you're a very good stand-up comedian for those of you that don't know Georgina Humphries, good friend of mine. What would be your ideal job?
I don't have an ideal job. Besides doing stand-up comedy full-time, I would love that. My ideal job is to have like any random job. Like I go out and
So you're living your dream at the moment.
Yeah, I go out there and purposely get weird jobs to be able to write bits and material about
life
it.
Experience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I was a Christmas elf. I applied to be a Christmas elf like a couple years ago and I would just keep going back being this Christmas elf and helping like take photos of kids for Santa, like with Santa.
I just love the idea of you going for a job interview and they'll be like, do you need any scheduled time off? You're like, well, from December 1st to December 25th, I'm an elf. So.
But I literally was like, I was a professional elf and it was so odd. Like I did this and there was like, they don't have it anymore because it was at the Maya Centre. Well, they do, but in different areas.
Yeah.
And I went to this big like elf training day and I was like, this is so funny. Like I'm
funny.
cracking up right now.
Yeah.
How is this real? And they'd have elves and then they'd have like big Santas. So there was like all these massive, like there was hundreds of people and they had it in the Marriott, this big conference, a big training conference.
That's so funny.
And they gave us our uniforms and you'd be paired up with a Santa and you'd just be like hanging out there. They had this instructional video. It was literally done by elves. And I was just there like cracking up, like in my head, like this is really weird. Like I feel like I'm in the North Pole, like what's going on? And all these people were so serious, like they were actually the elves. And I love like the commitment to keeping the magic of Christmas, but man, it was quite a job.
Yeah. Do you have normal ears? Do you have pointy ears or do you put like fake ones on?
I didn't have, like there were other elves that had ears. So, you know what I mean? Not ears.
Yeah.
They had like pointed ears, but because my ears are quite big, they were like, she's all good to go. No, I actually had like a hat thing that I'd wear and you'd have like a little jingly jangly bell on it.
Yeah.
So.
I love the idea of someone like discovering that they got pointy ears and being like, well, fuck, I guess I'm off now. Like, it'd be a waste.
I was the chosen one.
Yeah.
Santa chose me.
That or like auditioning for Lord of the Rings or something.
Yeah. Well, you've got a couple different avenues.
So what was that like? What are the Santas like behind the curtain? Are they cool? Are they normal people?
I don't want to
shame them all.
Shame that Santas. There were some beautiful Santas.
Yeah.
There were some lovely, like really wholesome moments that we had. But
I like a chubby Santa.
yeah, honestly, I don't discriminate with Santas.
Yeah.
Like whatever.
But the first Santa that I ever took Walter to was quite skinny.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
that's fine. I don't want to skin shame him like it was fine.
Skin shame.
Skin
You got
shame.
skin. That's so embarrassing.
But like I was kind of like for Walter, I'm like, wish he was more jolly. Wish he was like, sorry, just spitting at you.
No, it's okay.
But
I'm sorry he wasn't jolly enough
Yeah.
for you. Like he wasn't. Well, we do have some younger, like there were some younger Santas. And when I worked there was like 3 rooms with different Santas. Like not that the kid, I don't want to ruin the magic
Sure.
of Christmas.
Yeah,
I'm so
absolutely.
sorry, Walter,
Yeah.
if you're listening.
We should put like a warning at the
Disclaimer.
start of the episode.
Disclaimer, Santa is real, all
Yeah.
50 of them. But we'd go, like you'd get put into the room with the Santas and you'd have to help like the kids like look like hang out with Santa and everything. But like there was this one Santa I remember, he used to do like screamo music. Because, like, in between having all the kids there, you'd just be, like, chatting to this, like, random dude. And then there was this other one and he had, like, a flower farm. And I'd be like, oh, yeah, it's, like, Santa Paul and Santa this. And, like, yeah, you just get some really interesting ones. But the Screamo Santa was really one of the most intriguing Santas that I met.
Hilarious. And what, so he just put the headphones on and listened to Screamo between kids?
He was like in a band apparently.
Oh, okay, wow.
So he used to play Screamo music.
I'd love it if he went dressed as Santa to the gig.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be sick. That would actually be really good.
Yes, but I love that he lived this double life. He was like Hannah Montana, but like Santa, like the Screamo, like, yeah.
You just got back from Melbourne last night?
I sure did, yeah.
And what did you gig down there? Did you mainly go to see?
Yeah, I did a couple gigs there. I've done shows there the previous 2 years, and thank you so much for helping me that 1 year.
Oh, I fucked up so bad.
No.
I was helping Georgina with her sound and...
It was fine.
Sure.
It was fine.
It was a good show,
yeah.
but not because of me.
No, I don't know about that. No, thank you for your help. Yeah, I was just going there, vibing, hanging out, helping Ting Lim.
Nice.
She had a show. Are you going to have her on the podcast?
Yeah, I've already asked her.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she said no.
Oh, really?
No, she said yes.
Oh, okay.
she said, I love your reaction. You're like, oh.
Oh, sorry. My bad. I
No,
gotta
she
go.
said yes, but when she's in Brisbane again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly.
Sorry for making that weird.
No, that's so chill. Melbourne was good, but I don't have too much to report back. It
Yeah.
was good. I was just out
Did
there
you get
vibing.
to see heaps of shows?
Yeah, I
Ting's
saw-
like one of my favourites. I
Yeah.
love watching her.
100%. I got to see Ting's first show. She absolutely crusted it. She's absolutely crusty. She's so old. No, it was her birthday. She absolutely crushed it.
Yep.
So that was really cool. Yeah, there was so many. I'm just trying to even think. I saw Gary Starr, he's such a character. He was really funny.
He's a clown, isn't he?
Yeah,
cool.
He had like this wild show where he like read Penguin novels. It was crazy. It's still living in my head rent free.
Nice.
Yeah, there's
I'm
just
so
so
into
many.
clowning at the moment, like watching it.
Yeah, didn't you do some like workshops? for
Yeah,
that?
but I don't think I could do it properly. Like, I love watching it because
Yeah.
I'm like, they're doing it properly. Like, I feel like if I tried to do it, it would just be cringe. And like,
No, but that's
Trying
funny
too
though.
hard.
I think that would
Yeah.
be funny in its own right.
yeah, okay. Yeah. For the wrong reasons. What else? What else is happening?
Oh, great question. It's really a thought-provoking one that you've
I've
popped
got
there. Yeah.
3 things that I've listed here
Yeah.
about you.
And that's all you need. 'cause
Just in case, like,
I know, but I didn't want to yap too much.
falling asleep. You have this thing where you fall asleep heaps.
Yeah.
Did you want to talk about that or not?
That's fine. Yeah. Sorry, I'm tired. No, I went to the doctors like a few years ago because they thought that I had narcolepsy, but I hadn't been.
Just hadn't been sleeping enough.
No, I can just fall asleep at a drop of a hat, which
Yeah.
honestly is a blessing in disguise. But I went to the doctors and they're like, you need to go do a sleep study. But I haven't gone to do the sleep study yet because I'm too tired.
Yeah, okay.
That's not a joke, like
Yeah.
genuinely.
What, you need a proper night's sleep before you go and do the sleep study?
I don't know. I just haven't gotten around to it. But it was like, it would get so bad that I'd go out with my friends and we'd go have like a meal, say at Pancake Manor or something. And then I would just fall asleep there on the table for like 30 minutes and then just wake up. And they were just so used to it. They
Yep.
were like, oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
just what
you're
she
up now.
does.
Yeah, yeah.
cool.
Wow.
And then I just join in the conversation.
You
again.
don't really talk about this on stage at all yet. Do you think you
Nah.
will one day or not really?
Yeah, I've just been, I
Yeah.
don't know, I just haven't really thought about it because
Yeah.
I'm just sleeping. But I'm one of those people where when my head hits the pillow,
Yeah.
like bang, I'm
Lights out.
asleep.
Yeah. That's interesting. I'm the opposite to that. Yeah. But I like to think though, like every time I lay down on the pillow, I like to think about like all the things that I've done wrong that day.
Why?
Yeah,
You like
I don't
to?
know. No, I don't like to, but that
You
just seems
do.
to be what happens.
That sounds really morbid.
I like the idea of yawning to an audience.
Yawning?
Yeah. You know, like, I feel like it would be very funny to see a comedian up on stage, like, yawning.
Test it out.
It's the ultimate insult. Like, you as an audience are boring
so
me
boring.
so much. But then, again, it's a little bit clowny.
Yeah. I feel like you do some, like, I really love that bit where you just randomly eat chips on stage and don't address it. Like, that is my dream.
Yeah.
That is absolutely my dream. And just like, I remember 2 nights ago at the comedy festival, we were down at the artist bar and I was so starving.
Is that Max Watts?
Yeah, Max Watts. I was so hungry. I was like, I needed some chips right now because I'm a chip fanatic. I love them so much. I went to this little service station thing, like not a 7-Eleven, whatever, Easy Mart. And I was like, I need some plain chips. I just feel like that. And they only had like these really big packets. So they had like this massive thing of French fries. And I was like, I guess this is me now.
And you took it into Max Watts?
Yeah, well, it was so bad because I befriended the security guard. He was such a sweetheart.
Yeah,
He was
I feel
so
like
lovely.
you befriend everyone.
I don't
think
like
you'd ever have an
people.
enemy.
No, I feel bad because then I did this. Like I was so hungry, I ate half a pack of French fries, and then I had like a blazer jacket on, my glitter blazer jacket. Didn't have a bag, and then I stuck it under my arm, and I just walked straight through with these chips. And I was like, oh my god, I'm a chip smuggler. Like I don't know what to. And the night before that, I got real brazen. I had these pants and they had like these big cargo pockets. I put a whole pack of Tim Tams in there. I'm just so bad.
And you're offering them to other people?
Yeah,
or you're
I was.
Like, no, just for myself.
Yeah, because I saw Jay Weimerer and I was like, oh, would you like some chips? And he's like, where? And I was like, here they are. Like, open up my little.
That's very funny.
Yeah, but anyway.
I love the idea of you having chips, Tim Tams, and like drink.
Yeah, it's not even drinks. Like I'm just a sucker for like smuggling like silly little things like that into venues. Like I'm so sorry. I feel
Do
bad.
you have any enemies? Like you don't have to name them personally, but
okay, this might be controversial. Not an enemy, just someone I don't love.
Yeah.
And it's for a silly reason.
Yeah.
Bindi Irwin. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, Bindi Irwin.
Yeah.
I just don't love her. I don't get around her.
Do you find her brother attractive? Robert Irwin?
He's like 5.
No,
like,
he's not anymore. He's actually really attractive now.
Surely you've spoken about him already with all the snake, like...
No, not at all.
You haven't? Okay.
So why don't you like Bindi though?
Well, she's the same age as me. We're born in the same year. I think she's born a couple months prior to me. And one time when I was younger, there was this ad in the newspaper. It said, if you write to Bindi Irwin, she'll reply back.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
you
see
know where this is going.
Yeah.
And I spent days. I wrote her this beautiful letter. I was like, oh my God, Bindi and I were going to be best friends.
Yeah.
And I posted it off and she never replied to me. And honestly, just since that day, I just really haven't been vibing with her. She had like all this music. I used to listen to her music. I'm like, I don't get around it, Bindi.
How long after waiting for the reply? So there would have been a grace period. You would have been like, give her a year.
That's her daughter's name anyway. So
Grace, okay.
I think so.
Still follow
Not
her
that I'm
closely.
obsessed with Bindi Irwin.
Yeah. No, but her brother.
Really?
Yeah.
What did you think about the Bond shoot?
Oh, amazing.
Really?
Yeah. Did you not like it?
No, it was something. It was memorable.
Yeah.
It broke the internet. They did what they wanted to do. I love some of the videos. Anissa did this crack up video that she posted and she was
pretending to be the snake.
yeah,
on the
pretending to
chair
be a
and-
snake to get closer to Robert.
That was very funny.
Yeah, like good on him. Good on Bonds. They knew what they were doing. Good on Robert. He's probably got $2 trillion. So I love that for him.
Give him a bit more money.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, okay. So Bindi, that was unexpected.
I'm sorry.
I feel like you're both in the similar. I feel like she'd be a great weather person as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Bindi Irwin reading the
Maybe
weather.
you're just like threatened by her taking your weather job.
Honestly. Bindi starts talking about Millaa Millaa. I'm like, no, I don't want to hear it. I do not want to hear it, Bindi.
That's funny. What else?
Yeah.
License. You got your license recently?
What do you mean?
You got your driver's license recently, didn't you?
Yeah, like 5 years ago.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a recent
Recently?
development.
Why did you think that?
It's because you don't drive in Brisbane. That's
Yeah.
right. But have you got a car yet or not?
Yeah, I've had a car sitting in Millaa Millaa for like 9 years.
You're still paying for Rego?
Yeah, no, it's she's full of mold. But my little Suzuki Swift, I love her.
When did you? So you got a car in Brisbane now?
No.
Oh, okay.
I just hate driving, man. It freaks me out.
Yeah.
Like one time, I remember I had this driving lesson, and it was with this school that I won't name what it is, but it basically was like implying that they don't yell at you.
Yeah. And
was
they did?
called-
You broke them.
I was driving like out, do you know Eat Street? Or like I was driving out in that way and the guy just like yells at me and he goes, I said turn left. And I was like, oh, sorry. And then I like went to turn left and he like, because he reached over and he grabbed the wheel and he like swerved.
yeah.
And so I was like panicking.
Yep.
And then I was like, oh, I'm really sorry. You didn't actually say that. And he's like, oh, yeah, actually, I just thought about it in my head. Like,
oh, my God.
He didn't verbalize the instruction and then got angry at me.
That's kind of good that he accepted that he effed up, though.
Yeah,
like, it would have been really bad if he was like, I fucking did say turn left.
He was talking about, like, how he's going on a cruise later on. And I was like, Slay King, love that for you. But I was also, like, crapping my pants.
I also love that you broke him, though. Like, we don't yell at our customers.
Anyway, so since then, like, I go on a lot of road trips with my dad. Like, we went on a big road trip early this year.
Nice.
We were driving
2 weeks, wasn't it?
Yeah, we went to Cooper Pedy. So Dad had never been to South Australia, and he was like, "Where do you want to go?" And I was like, "Oh, I really want to go to Cooper Pedy." He's like, "I don't want to go out there. It's like 9 hours in the middle of like whoop whoop. It's a mining town, so everyone like there's a lot of underground houses and stuff." And I was like, well, I really want to go to Cooper Pedy. And he's like, oh, I want to go to Kangaroo Island. So we compromised and we went to Cooper Pedy.
Yeah, nice. I feel like that's what your childhood would have been like.
It literally was. But Dad and I stayed in this little underground house thing. And my he's a keen musician. So he was like every week he writes a song, and I was so tired, like we'd just driven 9 hours, but he had to write his song, and I was like, I'm going to bed, Dad, good night. And then outside, like in this little underground hotel, he's just playing the banjo, and I'm like, I hate my life now. Like, I don't know how bad life gets when you're underneath a little bunker with your dad who's just playing harmonica and banjo outside your door.
One of my favourite things is seeing your updates of your mum and your dad when you go up to Millaa Millaa.
They're the best.
He seems so creative.
He is. He is.
Was the song good or no?
No.
Okay. Does he release it every week as well?
He does.
I've got to start following your dad on social media.
My dad is funny because, like, I think he's actually a very talented musician. With all due respect, I don't think he can sing that well.
Okay.
I think he knows it, but he's so passionate about it. You're like, come on, sir, let's go. But he's an incredible musician. He grew up playing like in bands and everything. Dad and I have done a tour before where I've done stand-up and he's done music after, and all the locals love it. Like they get around him. So he is a really talented creative, and I think it's wholesome because he tries to bond with me like that. He's like, oh, you want to do a little brainstorming session? Yeah. I was like, okay, like, no.
Would you ever? Do you sing at all? Are you a good singer?
No, I can't sing. My voice sounds like a little rat.
Oh,
like,
okay.
It's not. Can you sing?
I do, but no, I can't. I'm not very good at it.
What, to Walter or just in general?
Generally, yeah. Even when I'm like walking around the suburbs, I'll sing. But I definitely would be embarrassed to see you in public if I was singing. I would be horrified if you saw me singing.
I would be horrified too.
If you heard me sing.
Respectfully, like, do you go there, like, do you walk around at night in the suburbs and sing, or like, what are we singing?
Yeah, just general songs.
Do you have headphones in, or do you look like you're going?
Yeah,
like...
often headphones in.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
And in the car often as well.
That's fine.
Yeah.
What's your go-to?
Actually, I think you and I did a big road trip to Toowoomba once, and I think I was singing in the car.
I have phased that out of my memory, with all due respect.
I normally can't not sing if I'm driving.
That's good.
Yeah, sure.
But like, do you belt it out? Like, you like?
Yeah, I get pretty into it.
Okay.
I love a Whitney Houston like high note as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
You go into it, and then like, if you go to a gig and you just bombed, you just drive back and start singing. No, I'm just joking. That wouldn't happen. That wouldn't happen,
No,
Codie.
I don't know. I'll let you know when I bomb.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We're at that point in the podcast now where we pick out 3 topics from the hat. You're the guest. You can pick out the first one.
Okay.
Did I tell you about this?
Sort of, not really.
Yeah, so the topic can be...
Do I read it?
Yeah, we can improvise it. We can think of a joke idea that we've
nervous.
thought of.
Okay.
Or we can just go, this reminds me of my childhood when...
It's just like trauma. You're like, this reminds me of my...
Keep it light.
I'm scared. No, I'm just joking. It is light. Okay. Something I can't really do.
Is that? Wow.
Is it?
Oh, okay. I thought it said something I can't really do.
No. Books.
Okay. Are you a reader?
No.
Okay.
I just, like, I open up a book and I fall asleep.
Oh, interesting.
I'm sorry.
Oh, God, yeah. So what about audiobooks? When was the last book that you read?
Primary
school? Did you read in primary school?
Sort of, not really. I'm genuinely trying to think. Like, this one's got me stumped.
Yeah.
Books. I don't know. When was the last book that you read?
I do audiobooks.
Okay.
I love an audiobook.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all about self-help books, actually.
Oh, same, actually.
Yeah.
I do. I have, like, all these self-help books.
Nice.
And I, like, read one page and I'll take them with me. Like, every time I fly somewhere, I'm like, I'm going to read this book. This is the time I'm going to read it. And it's about, like, procrastination or something.
Yeah. And you just feel straight asleep.
Yeah, I, like, read one page. Or I'll, like, read the paragraph at, like, the little blurb at the start. But, yeah.
I reckon you got to try audiobooks.
Yeah.
So good.
I don't know. I listen to like...
You're like, yeah, I'd rather fall asleep when I read a real book.
Like reading books, like audiobooks to me is like white noise. I might as well put rain noises on. I'm like, perfect. Okay,
interesting.
Yeah, what sort of self-help books do you get around?
I'm really into the Resilience Project at the moment.
Okay.
And they've, Hugh Van something has started a podcast with Ryan Shelton called The Imperfects.
Yeah.
And I'm all about that. I love it. Yeah, it's really good.
What are your like key takeaways you've found from it so far?
Being vulnerable. And just... I just find it's really educational for everyone's mental health.
Well, I think really you're already vulnerable today admitting that you sing in the streets. Yeah. So I love that for you. That's incredible.
Just trying to take a leaf out of their book.
Yeah.
A page out of their book. God, I've got to read more.
Learn me a book, honestly. Oh my gosh.
So should I any more on books?
I'm not gonna lie to you, Codie. I'm not loving it. Like maybe I should ask Dad if I can brainstorm some more creative things.
I feel like you're very fashionable. Do you read fashion magazines or anything?
Not really.
Okay.
Oh, my mum, she's a journalist, so she like would write like agricultural articles and stuff, and she'd work for magazines. And then I remember a few years ago when I was doing Melbourne Comedy Festival, and I was really targeting all of these like agricultural like newspapers and things, and it was like the National Chicken magazine or something.
Yeah.
It like I published my article, and I felt like I was on Vogue. I was like, mic drop, like we've made it.
I just love the idea of you like buying the magazine and going to read it and just being like,
no, it was actually like my bit was really good.
Yeah.
Like, I wrote my article, pretended like in third person, like it wasn't me. Up and coming comedian, like rah rah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my extent on books.
Nice. I get to choose the second topic, and then you can choose the third.
Stunning. Oh, what is it? Is it boring too?
Some of these topics are shit.
Could I ask who did you make these?
I just Googled 50 talking topics.
Books.
And
I think that's for smart people.
I think it's like for like water cooler topics, like at work. You're around the water cooler. Water cooler?
I thought you meant like icebreaker.
Yeah, or a little bit. I think a little like, you got any good books you're reading?
Oh.
And your response to that would be,
I'd be like,
no.
I'd just walk away. I'd be like, actually, I'm thirsty.
I don't think you're going to like this topic any more than the first topic.
Okay.
But architecture.
Oh, okay.
Are you big on architecture?
I live in a house.
Yeah. Okay.
I like walls and stuff.
You normally live in really nice places, hey?
No. I don't know. I like living in the city.
Do you respect architecture?
I respect anything.
But do you walk past a building and go, that's nice, that's quite nice. I like what they've done there. I like
what they've done to the place.
Yeah, like especially modern buildings.
Yeah, I think so. Like what's your favourite building?
I like churches. I just hate everything they represent.
My dad would love you.
Yeah. I like Warwick especially because my wife's family, a lot of her family is from there.
Yep.
So we go to Warwick quite a bit and there's some really beautiful churches there. But I'm an atheist. So I
respect that. Respect what you've done to the place.
Yeah, I'd love it if there were buildings like churches that had that beautiful architecture, but didn't have the associations.
Was it Pancake Manor in the city? Wasn't that a church? Or isn't that a church?
Yeah.
Isn't like...
I can get behind their business as well.
You're like, yes.
I'm all about pancakes.
My religion is pancakes.
Yeah, it's syrup.
I really like what you've done.
Yeah.
No, I think architecture is like... I like modern architecture, I think.
Sure. Yeah, I like watching those shows where they build really modern houses.
Oh, okay.
Even though I know I'll never afford it, I'm impressed by it.
Oh, I get around like those reality TV shows where they're like selling big New York apartment like skyscrapers, and I do like that. Like,
also, you went to New York recently.
A couple months ago.
Some of your photos were sick, like that. I remember you posted. I don't know if it was you or Gemma, but one of you posted a photo of a building in front of you, standing in front of a building, and it looked like.
Yes, exactly. It was Louis Vuitton, I think.
Nice.
It was like...
Looked like a giant purse.
This massive, big installation, and it was huge. And Gemma and I were both there. We walked past it. And it like... My mind was boggling about how it even was real because you'd go up and it was just like scaffolding and stuff.
Yeah,
but
wow.
it looked so realistic. Like, I don't even know how to describe it.
Yeah.
Like, it was out of this world. But all the places in New York were so beautiful. Like, all the architecture and everything. And I got around bagels. Like, I love bagels. Ever since I've come back. I didn't even like bagels before. I'm like, oh, yeah, man, I'm so cultured.
They're big over there, hey?
They're huge.
Pretzels? Did you have a pretzel?
No. Okay. I would have one bagel a day and, like, that's all I would eat because I was,
for
like,
the whole day.
I was rationing. I was, like, living with this lady in an Airbnb. She was iconic. Her name was Kerry. And I would, like, go out. She told me where the best bagels were in Brooklyn. She was right. I'd go out, buy one bagel, eat half of it in the morning, and then come back at night and eat the other half of the bagel. And I was like, yeah, I'm done.
That's funny. I feel like your experience is very unique but very consistent. Correct me if I'm wrong, but how many times does this happen where you've stayed with an Airbnb host, you've befriended them, they've almost taken you in as their daughter.
Yes.
And then you've gone back to the house to stay for free at a later date. I feel like
too many.
Okay, yeah.
I'm very
I feel
fortunate.
Like that sort of stuff, it seems to be happening to you more frequently than, I don't know.
Yeah.
You're a very likable person.
Well, I just love people. I love hearing their stories.
What is that like?
Which it's ironic because I've just been yapping the whole time, not even here. I'm so sorry. But like in the last probably, I just meet all these random people. Like Carrie was incredible. She kind of became like my auntie in New York. I went back before I came back to Australia just to stay with her a couple more days. And she was just like, when I got there, she was very like, not blunt, but I'm a very like light and fluffy woman, like girl. And she was like very like New York, like keep your wits about you, like. And I was like,
can't you see I'm walking here?
Yeah, like that sort of vibe. But she was from New Zealand, and I loved her. She was so lovely. But at the start, I was like, oh, and then I was like, actually, no, she's just like a boss ass lady.
Yeah, nice.
And then the same thing happened in LA. I stayed with this Iranian family in Hollywood Hills, and accidentally befriended them as well. And now I've got an Iranian family in LA. And then
tell us quickly. I say quickly because we don't have much time left for the podcast. But can you tell us quickly about that lady that you met in Brisbane City? Really, really old lady. Can you just
very briefly?
Yeah, remind me what happened.
Briefly, so a year ago, I was just walking around the mall, and then I was gonna just stop. There was like a little workspace I was gonna go to, and I noticed that there's this elderly lady. She walked past me twice, and I was like, oh, I hope she's not lost.
What age?
She was 95, I think, or like around
Jesus
95,
Christ.
90 to 95.
Yeah.
Hey, leave her alone.
Yeah.
She was such a sweetheart.
No, I'm impressed.
And
I didn't mean that in a bad way.
she was so cool though. And I like went up to her and I just said, do you need like a hand? And she said, oh, actually, I'm here from New Zealand. There's a common theme with New Zealand.
Yeah.
I'm here from New Zealand on a cruise, and I just need to find like where the bus terminal is so I can go back to the cruise ship. And I said, of course, I'll help you. And I started walking that way. And she said, I've actually got a little bit of time. Would you like to go get a coffee? And I said, okay, sure thing. And I just shared a ham sandwich and heard about this lady's life for like, we ended up spending probably like 4 or 5 hours together.
Was she interesting?
She was fascinating.
Okay.
She was such
Because it would have been horrible if she was boring.
No, she was so
I
cool.
worked in the ATO for 15 years.
She was so sweet. And then I dropped
Would you have been able to feign interest if she was boring?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you didn't.
I'm doing that now.
Oh, my
no,
God.
just kidding.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. But yeah, long story short, I dropped her back and we exchanged emails and I didn't hear from her for like a month. And I was like, oh, maybe Dorothy, like maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe I
Dorothy,
just didn't
of
hear
course.
It. Well,
yeah.
Just say it. And she emailed me and she was like, oh, I've been thinking about you. I hope you're really well. And I was like, oh my God, I love this. And we just kept in contact via email. And then a year later, which was a couple weeks ago, she emailed me and she said, I'm actually going on another cruise. Would you like to catch up? And I was like, hell yeah, like I would absolutely love to catch up. So then we met again in the mall. And it was so sweet because last year she bought me this little book from Officeworks and it had a little G on it. And then this year I bought it back and she signed it for me.
Yeah, wow.
And before she went back on the cruise, she was like, oh, do you want to kill a little bit of time? We can go to an exhibition. And I was like, oh, of course. And so we go to this exhibition in the mall and I'm like walking through it. And then I realized like I've accidentally taken Dorothy to the Titanic exhibition an hour before she boards a cruise.
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, it was super sweet. And then she went to the cruise and I haven't chatted to her since.
She probably knew people on the actual Titanic.
No, leave her alone. But yeah, she was such a sweetheart and that was my random interaction.
That is so funny. I feel like you've had so many experiences like that. Imagine if these people, it's beautiful that you go out of your way to make people feel special like that. But it's also part of me, maybe the cynic is like, imagine if they didn't have anyone else and they left you heaps of their will.
No,
How sick would that be?
I would never ever expect that though.
Okay.
Like, but that would be stunning. But it's never. I've never thought once in my head like, look, that person looks quite old. Let's go chat. I just love older people.
Yeah.
I think they're so fascinating. They've just lived such a life, and I think like a lot of younger
That's
people.
very nice. Yeah.
Well, I just love it. I don't think a lot of young people, or maybe I'm just speaking very generally, but they don't like take time out of their day to interact with the older generation.
Selfishly makes you feel really good as well when you've spent that time with someone and you've tried to make them feel special. It's amazing how that can have a really positive effect on yourself.
I guess so. I think it's like that exchange that you have. And I don't know. Maybe I just love, maybe I'm a nana at heart. Like I just love old people and I feel like I'm an old like I think I'd rather, I'd have a better chat with an elderly person than like probably you, to be honest.
Well,
if Dorothy was on the other end of this.
You're roasting me today.
No, I'm sorry.
If Dorothy was on this, what were you talking about?
Got time.
You get to choose the final topic. We might not be able to spend much time on this one.
That's so fine. I've been yapping. Okay, social media.
Oh, yeah. You're good at social media.
I don't know about that.
Based on that story that you just said then, you, in that story, to me, would be one of those people that you're not addicted to social media like other people.
I am.
Would you say you're addicted?
Yes.
But when you were with Dorothy that day, how many times did you check your phone? I don't reckon you would have checked it very much.
Like out of respect though.
Yeah.
I was taking like a sneaky little video here and then we took like a cute photo.
Yeah, sure.
But I think
you're good at social media, I reckon.
No, I just like I studied film production, so I've got like an
Everyone does in this world.
I've got an $80,000 HECS debt, which is stunning, and I can make a good PowerPoint and I can make a good Instagram story. I'll be there like listening to my Instagram stories with the audio as if like I'm a DJ or like I'm curating some cinematic masterpiece. But how about you in social media?
I'm trying to get off it, but also I'm trying to blow up on it. I'm trying to post a video a day or a week, and then I'll delete the app straight away. Otherwise, I'll be like, how many likes does it have? How many views?
Oh no, you're like, I don't want to look at it, but I want to become really huge on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
What do you reckon we should name? Like, I haven't named this podcast yet. What do you reckon a good name would be for it?
Do you have anything in the works?
I was kind of thinking, because of this thing, you know how people say like, one more thing?
Yeah.
I was thinking of, 3 more things could be a good name. Or like Codie and Friend, maybe.
And Friend.
Yeah.
That sounds like
my schooling life.
And like it literally said, because what if you ever have 2 people on at the same time?
I don't think I will.
Because you've only got no, that's so fine. I'm not sure. I'll have to get back to you on that.
Okay.
But maybe do you always have this sort of hat?
Yeah, but I'm thinking of phasing it out because I prefer the first half of the podcast where we just talk.
Well, it could be no cap and then you phase it out.
Yeah.
That was horrible.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching.
Thank you. Wherever we look.
Bye.